good, Facebook family? Welcome to your show and mine, Bobby Ramos Bottom Line. Had to come on today, had to talk to you about what's going on with Jerry Jones, owner of the Cowboys, and LeBron James. For the folks who don't know, you'll be seeing a picture, and Jerry Jones turned up in 57, when a whole bunch of rowdy white guys were blocking some black students from going into school. And the photo shows that Jerry Jones was there at 14 years old. He was there. It was all college age guys, mostly, who were there. So you see Jerry Jones there, and his explanation of it has been real, to me, it's been garbage. He said he was curious. At 14 years old, he was curious. And listen, they knew exactly what they were doing. They knew why they were there. They knew exactly why they were there. And I'll get into Stephen A. Smith later, but for him to go to bat for Jerry Jones and say, well, he didn't see Jerry Jones spitting on anybody or shoving anybody or doing anything negative, you didn't see any of that in this picture. So none of them would, but you knew why they were there. But in that picture, at that second, nobody was doing that. Jerry Jones said his high school football coach told the whole team, do not go there, stay away from it. He went anyway. He's a Texas boy. That was the mentality of him, and everybody who was there was just keeping these black students out of integrating this school. And he gave this BS excuse. Now, later at the end of this, for the folks who have missed it, you're going to see LeBron James talking about it at a press conference after a Laker game. And I give him so much props. Man, I have so much respect for what he did, calling out the media. And you're going to, if you haven't heard already, you're going to hear him say, questioning the media. And he cut him off. Somebody tried to jump in. He said, nope, I didn't want you guys to talk. And he was chastising the media. He was a big Cowboy fan and knows Jerry Jones. Matter of fact, Jerry Jones offered him a contract a few years back. Now, LeBron stopped being a Cowboys fan, which I'll get into in a minute, after Jerry Jones took the anti-Kaepernick stance and didn't want any of his players kneeling. And yeah, Jones did do it once, only after Trump criticized the NFL players and told people to stop watching. Now the NFL was really concerned because they were afraid it was going to affect their bottom line. That's the only reason why, at that one precise time, Jerry Jones locked arms with some of his players and took a knee. He didn't mean that. It was just to keep people coming through the turnstiles and buying merchandise. But anyway, back to LeBron. He annihilated the media for a little bit under 2 minutes. Why didn't you ask me? I'm surprised that none of you guys asked me about that. You ask me about everything else all the time, every day, all day. And he's right about that. Listen, I've been part of the media 25 years. I understand how it works. But there's a monster, there's a gorilla in the room. So to me, he was lashing out at the media that was in that room, but I think he was lashing out at the media in general. Because listen, it's not just the cats who were in that room who didn't question him. They all got bosses at their newspaper and all this kind of, in their magazine. They all have bosses who tell, listen, ask this, ask that, ask this, because they want to keep things in the news cycle. And what LeBron was saying, like when Kyrie was going through his stuff just recently, he said, I want you to keep it hot when somebody's doing us something against us. He's talking about black folks. And here it was right here. The media hasn't really made a big deal out of what Jerry Jones did. To me, and it's more than just, Jerry Jones doing this at 14 years old. When you combine what Jerry Jones did with that and his stances as an 80-something-year-old man, I understand he's never had a black head coach. A lot of teams haven't. But the way he handled himself and the way he led, the anti-Kaepernick thing, that none of my players, and that he fell right in line with Trump. He fell right in line with Trump, which is why he gave him $1 million when he was running for office the first time. So, matter of fact, I believe 14 NFL owners gave $1 million to Trump when he was running. But that's what LeBron was talking about. And for somebody hot in the kitchen, he didn't wait till he retired to bring this stuff up. He did it while he was hot. It was hot in the kitchen. And he lambasted the media for not questioning him about it and made him look bad. But it's not just the local, like I said, the local media who was there. And there's a lot of them following him and the Lakers. It's the cats in the boardroom. It's the bosses back at the office who give questions, ask this, ask that. It's also caused by them as well because they don't want it part of the news cycle. But man, let me tell you, like LeBron said, if a black player does something or gets in trouble or something that people don't agree with, it's every day, all day in the news media. Every day, all day. So I give him a lot of credit. Like he says, he does speak truth to power. He didn't early in his career, but he was growing into it. He does now for years. So listen to what he said, watch what he had to say, but I give this young man all the props in the world for what he did and what he said while it was hot in the kitchen. And Stephen A., listen, here's the thing that nobody's talking about. Why Stephen A. never brought it up? And like he has said, he's on record saying he's friends with Jerry Jones. But you're supposed to be Mr. Outspoken and you bring everything up and you talk about, you don't run from anything, you talk about everything. You didn't bring this up. So shame on you too, Stephen A., because you're the biggest black mouthpiece at ESPN. And you said jack. You said jack. Now you're trying to cover your tracks and go after people who are calling you out and calling you a sellout. Now you gotta be bombastic and you got so much to say. But here's the monster in the room. The NFL, we all know, is the number one sport. It's the number one sport. Jerry Jones is the number one owner with the most power. ESPN doesn't want to go after him. Nobody wants to go after him because he is the head owner of the head franchise in the NFL. There's a reason why he calls it, and it's been called for years, America's team. Well, if you're America's team, and if you're the head of America's team, then you shouldn't be carrying yourself like this, and you should be speaking out against racism. Nobody would have cared about what you did when you were 14. If at some point, as a grown-ass man in your damn 80s, you would have said something speaking out against racism. You sure as hell haven't done it since Kaepernick took his major stance, and it's been damn years. You ain't said jack. So, big ups to LeBron, and check it out. Like I said, it's under 2 minutes, and we're gonna keep this conversation going because it needs to be. But that is the monster in the room that the mainstream media really doesn't want to knock. Anything to do with Jerry Jones. And matter of fact, I saw things. Stephen A. Smith is on record saying this. He said he wakes up every morning thinking about how he can make money for his boss, how he can make money for his bosses, and then how he can get a piece of it. Sounds like he's in the house to me. He's a house hand to me. I mean, yeah, you want to do a good job, but hey, you're waking up every day deciding how you can make money for your bosses, and you try to get a little bit of it. Wow. He wasn't in the field. He wasn't in the field. That's all I'm going to say. He wasn't in the field. But we're going to get into that more later. So check out what LeBron had to say. And major kudos to LeBron James once again, ain't the first time, for stepping up the way he did. This young man is courageous as they come. Well, thanks for listening to your show and mine, Bobby Ramos Bottom Line. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit subscribe. Help me with this. Give me a hand. We got a lot of more conversations to be coming up. And Lil Bobby, you know I love you. I don't want to be a man of power, but I do want to be a man of purpose. Thanks a lot.
I was wondering why I haven't gotten a question from you guys about the Jerry Jones photo. When the Kyrie thing was going on, you guys were quick to ask us questions about that.
Okay.
Hold on. And I don't even want you guys to say nothing. When I watched Kyrie talk, and he says, I know who I am, but I want to keep the same energy when we're talking about my people and the things that we've been through. And that Jerry Jones photo is one of those moments that our people, black people, have been through in America. And I feel like this black man, this black athlete, as someone with power and a platform, when we do something wrong or something that people don't agree with, it's on every single tabloid, every single news coverage. It's on the bottom ticker. It's asked about every single day. But it seems like to me that the whole Jerry Jones situation photo, and I know it was years and years ago and we all made mistakes, I get it. But it seemed like it's just been buried under, like, oh, it happened, okay, we just move on. And I was just kind of disappointed that I haven't received that question from you guys.